So, Mr. Reverie, tell me what's on your mind.
Okay, so this is a weird problem I don't think anyone else has ever had. It's, like, really specific towards me and what I do. As a semi-famous pony animator on the internet, I get a lot of people who come to me asking to work on their projects, whether it be something big like Journey of the Spark, or something little like a small music video or something. For the ones I think sound like fun, I join the team, and I've done that with several of these such projects. I get overloaded with the work, and considering I have a channel to support as well, I get too much of a workload and lose the drive to work on those projects. Which additionally means that when that random fellow asks for an animation in whatever music video it may be, I have to decline, or worse, outright ignore the request. Something like that always hurts. I don't want the workload, but at the same time I want to keep everyone happy. What do I do, Doc?
Well, it is a simple fact of life that we cannot please everyone all the time. You do have some rather impressive talents in animation, and I've enjoyed more than a few of your projects over the years. Makes sense that there'd be quite a lot of people out there who'd love to use your skills on one of their projects. I would guess that you've been losing some of your drive because you're worried about disappointing others. Might I ask, when was the last time you put together an extensive project of your own, without any kind of request or contributions from anyone else?
Probably the biggest notable one would be Princess Celestia Being Deep, but really any and all of my videos I do on my own, and I've been slowly chipping away at working on new ones. Those are usually fine as long as I've got the motivation.
Well, it is good that you're still finding the time to work on a few of your own projects every now and then. I myself get dozens of new requests each month from people who want to be a guest on the Moment with Dr. Wolf series, and I've been doing my utmost to accommodate as many others as I can. I've probably put together more collaboration projects than any other brony YouTuber out there. But it's never enough to keep up with demand. The more guests I bring onto this series, the more requests I get from random strangers to do even more projects. And honestly, if I kept working only on Moment with Dr. Wolf videos just to try and keep up with demand, I know that I would get burned out. I make sure that I'm still spending time each week doing at least one project of my own so that I can add a little variety. And it is good to see that you are trying to keep up on that as well. Do you find this helps your drive at all, Reverie?
Well, it's nice to have somebody who feels sympathetic towards this problem of mine. I don't know, it feels like we might be talking about two different cans of worms here. I imagine you're used to this kind of thing, but when it comes to me and collaborations, I neglect to do my work for whatever reason, whether it be university work or simply trying to support my channel. I feel bad for doing so, neglecting it further, and make myself feel bad for joining the project in the first place. If I could work on everything I join, then I totally would. But instead, this kind of thing just becomes a grayish area for me. It makes me want to cut all ties and work on my thing, and specifically my thing. But that leads me to my second problem, where I have to deny all requests and instead have to feel bad about that. I don't know what to do to make everybody happy and still have that motivation to work.
I will say that you are going to have to disappoint some people who ask for your time. That's never going to change. You cannot control how others are going to feel, even if you are extremely gentle in declining their requests. But you always have a choice in how you will feel about it. And I have to say, despite how overwhelmingly difficult it can be at times, I know that doing all these collaboration projects has helped me to improve upon my own work. Not only because it's challenging, but because the added perspective helps to broaden my understanding and improve upon my talents. I do have an easier time managing all these different projects now than, say, 6 months ago, because I have been determined to keep doing more and keep building upon my previous works. The collaboration projects do tend to be more complicated, more stressful, and take more time than most anything I can do on my own. And there are even times when I end up working with others who are not quite as dedicated to finishing a project as I would like them to be. But it's all part of learning to overcome struggles that are not always in our control. I still have to disappoint more than a few people each month when I cannot keep up on demand. But with all the practice I've put in, along with a determined attitude, it has gotten easier to manage multiple projects over time. And I know that I'm learning far more from the process than I ever really could just on my own. What do you think, Reverie?
So you're saying that your way of dealing with stressful collaborations is by practicing, getting used to it?
If you aren't feeling challenged in your work, then I'd say you aren't learning anything. This applies to most every aspect of life, Mr. Reverie. We're going to have to deal with stressful situations in order to better understand how to face the unexpected in the future. In moderation, of course. I don't expect you to find a solution overnight, or even by next month. But if you can build a habit of pushing yourself just a bit further on a regular basis, perhaps in time you will find that you are managing a few more requests from others than what you used to do, and hopefully learning even more in the process.
That makes sense. I guess there is a problem with me not really being proactive about said projects when I should be more on the ball. But for those few I have to say no to, say if their projects aren't ones I think I'd enjoy working on, that's just something I'll have to accept. Oh well, can't win them all, but at least I can try winning the ones I can win. You know.
I sincerely hope that you'll keep on improving, Mr. Reverie. I look forward to seeing what you come up with next, especially if you're working with other people in the process. Shall we continue on this next week?
Sure, I think I'll be available, but if I'm not, I hope you'll understand.
Absolutely. Take care, Mr. Reverie.
It's good to be helping. Jinx, no returns!